It's the Positively Petland Show, Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock on Iowa City's news and sports station, 800 KXIC. We are off and rolling, Ron. We're talking about bunnies. Why would we be talking about bunnies this time of year?
I don't know.
Here comes Pete, and here comes Cottontail. Here comes Cottontail, right down the Cottontail.
That's
Peter.
Santa Claus.
Oh, is it really? Yeah, but somebody made something up about a bunny one time coming around Easter time.
Oh, they did that?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Never mind. Yeah, here comes Santa Claus. No, it's like here comes Peter Cottontail or something. Anyway,
somebody will call in and let us know.
Easter right around the corner. You were talking about bunnies, rabbits. Are they the right fit for you? And there's a lot of work, and there should be a lot of thought that goes into bunnies, if I remember from last year when we talked about this.
Yes. Well, here, let's just do off the cuff, Jerry, and I know you love this, a little contrast.
Okay.
What is it like? Here, what do you like least about owning a dog?
An
interesting question, isn't it?
Well, gosh, you kind of threw me for a whirl there.
Yeah.
I guess probably one of the, I mean, gosh, that is a tough question. Probably letting them out to go pee.
Okay.
Just because there's no way around. I mean, unless you have a dog,
especially in the wintertime.
Yeah, there's no way around it. They need you in order to do that, unless you have a good doggy door or something.
Right. Let alone if you got a bigger dog, you got no choice. You got to go out, do the walk, kind of thing. And so now you're out there in the winter, and I'm not a winter person, kind of thing. So going out for a walk. What else, Jerry?
That I don't like about owning a dog? Jeez, gosh. No, I don't understand where you're trying to go, because, I mean,
good.
I sign up for it so I could say the monetary cost associated with a dog is extensive, but that wouldn't deter me from not having a dog.
Yeah, I'm not saying having a dog is a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, what do you like least? This is
good. Nuisance barking.
Okay, barking. So outside, there are expenses. Barking. Anything else, Jerry?
No, there's not.
Cleaning up the messes.
Sure. Yeah,
so
but that all goes
it goes with it, right?
Just those little nuisance things that do come around.
Right. And if you're considering getting a puppy and you're saying, well, wait, why are you considering all this? Well, you better know about this side of things because this is what you're going to get into. We had a puppy at our house. It was our daughter's puppy for a little bit of time. She needed our help. And so we jumped in and potty training. Had to get back into it, had to relearn that you have to set boundaries, not only for children, but we had to set boundaries for that little puppy, little Fitz, in our house. And because he was taking advantage of us right away, because we were like all loving it up and everything.
Bad Fritzy.
And then, Fitzy like went off and did a little business, and we're like, what? Kind of thing. So all of that training maybe is another little thing there. They have access to quite a bit of your house. And so, those accidents, those can occur throughout the house. And so that nice rug that you have.
Unless you use a kennel properly where you put the divider in.
Right. I always say, though, to the customers, I'm not going to guarantee you that this puppy is not going to have a accident in your house. But we can definitely, like you said, minimize that. So there's these consequences that we have to know about in getting a puppy. A cat, a little less on all of those. They're generally quieter. There's the meowing in the middle of the night sometimes, and all that kind of thing. A bunny. Now let's think about a bunny. Bunnies don't make noise. They rarely let out any kind of noise. So you no longer have that barking aspect. I really appreciated that. Okay, Fitz found his voice in the middle of the night, and so we had to deal with that. And we had to get him into a different room. So Fitz, if you want to bark, go bark, but we're not going to lose sleep over it. With the bunnies, I didn't even think about that last night, having the little bunnies that we have in our studio here at home. They just slept. I mean, they were just quiet as can be and all that kind of stuff. So sound was not an issue. A lot of people are concerned about that because you might be in a condo, apartment, townhouses, and you have to deal with that sound aspect. So a bunny might be the right pet for you because of that. Some people, have you ever had a bunny before, Jerry?
Yeah, well, Grandma did, so we had them growing up. But
what do you remember about it? Was it a nice pet?
It was a big blue cage. That I don't remember the rabbit.
You don't remember the rabbit, but you remember the
I
cage?
remember the cage. Yeah.
Wow. Why do you remember the cage?
Because my grandpa made it.
Ooh, that went really cool.
Yep. And it was a big blue. It just had chicken wire on it. And yeah, I don't remember the rabbit. I don't even remember what color it was. I think it was tan. But we had several of them over the years, so there isn't one that sticks out over any of the others.
Okay. All right. So some people will say, well, a rabbit's not like a dog. And this is the conversations that we get in our store because somebody can't get a puppy for whatever reason, but really wants a pet. And so we just talk with them about other options, ferrets and guinea pigs and rabbits. And so, and I totally agree. We're not trying to replace a puppy with a rabbit here. What we're trying to say is it the right pet for you right now? And so the rabbit is social in that. In fact, Jerry, can you get at least one of our little, here, get one for me and get one for you. We got 2 little lion head rabbits in our store. And so a lion head rabbit, if you don't know what they look like and you're not by a computer or anything like that, just picture a fuzzy, a furry rabbit, but then put a little bit of a longer mane around the neck. And so they call it a lion head as a result. These little rabbits, and most rabbits are from European descent. In fact, here, let me pull up on our website. Also, you can learn more about rabbits.
They kind of look like the chipmunk from Caddyshack. Not the chipmunk, the
groundhog. Yeah. There, you have a brown, kind of a brindley colored one. I have a more white with brown tones and stuff like that. But what we have on our website, real quickly, I'm going to gloss over. There's some big words on our website on these rabbits. We're going to gloss over those, though. Rabbits are small mammals in the family of rabbits. Found in several parts of the world. There are 8 different genres in the family classified as rabbits, including the European rabbit, the cottontail rabbit, and the amami rabbit. So there is quite a bit of more information on that. There are many other species of rabbit, and these, along with pikas and hares, make up the order of the Lagomorpha. The male is called a buck, and the female is a doe. A young rabbit is a kitten or a kit. So what we have here, same thing happens with rabbits that happens with dogs. All purebred rabbits have mixed.
My dad was a monster, and I saw God.
Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down. Peter.
Eurasia, where a number of species of hares are present. Rabbits first entered South America relatively recently as part of the Great American Interchange. Much of the continent has just one species of rabbit, the tapiti, while most of the South American's southern cone is without rabbits. So they're just kind of going through where they are and where they aren't. The European rabbit has been introduced to many places around the world. What do you think of these little guys?
They're cute.
So these are lion heads. They tend to get in that somewhere in that 3 to 5 pound range. A lot of that has to do.
Claws are sharp.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm
digging in right now.
Yes. So some maintenance things on a little bunny would include nail trims. We do nail trims on bunnies in our store. And but they are fairly simple to do. If they're not black, you can see the quick and avoid that fairly easily. But we can also train you on how to do that. This morning, I needed to get them primped for the show today, and so they had a little bit of debris in their fur, and so you have a little brush and stuff like that is needed to get that kind of a thing out. With bunnies, if you're holding a bunny, know that you want to have their feet solid. So I always go, put the 2 feet against your chest or in your lap. And right now, Jerry is coddling the little bunny, and is perfectly, chill right now, just saying, yeah, I'm hanging out.
Do you want me to make it not chill?
No. Here, if there was one thing that I don't like about bunnies is the dreaded bunny kick. Those, like you said, sharp nails, when they kick their hind legs, woof, those things are sharp and can leave a mark. But I love introducing children into bunnies. It's a life. Introducing them into a life is something so different than a toy or a video game and all that kind of stuff, because the life is interactive in all these different ways. And a video game, you can always just turn it off and put it down, or I don't like this toy anymore, and you put it away. Well, a life, you have that commitment, and that is what I think is so important for children to learn. And let's take that bunny kick. They need to learn how to handle the bunny properly so that it doesn't feel threatened, so that it doesn't do the bunny kick or anything like that. So that's a little bit about, what it's like. So we were comparing it to having a dog. So the cleanup is a lot less because you're going to do some maintenance on the cage for sure, but you can get them potty trained so that they go in the litter box, which means you have to change the litter less in their habitat. What else do we say? Messes are much smaller. This morning, 2 little pellets came out, and I had just picked them right up. I mean, it was that easy as far as cleanup of waste.
One thing I've always there's a distinct smell with a rabbit.
Mhm.
They do smell a little bit different than, say, a dog or a cat.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then would you agree that dogs have a more intensive smell? Possibly, especially
yeah.
when they're getting outside and all that.
Yeah, but there's a different smell with it.
I always bring out on that one. We always complain about the smell of animals and stuff like that. And all you got to do is give them a bath, and that's what here. Does the bunny smell bad today? No, and that's because I actually used a cologne on them, and they smell really nice. And that's a normal thing now in the pet side of things, is having little colognes and stuff to mask it.
I always used to put perfume on Greta.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
right
awesome.
when I did her nails.
You're ahead of your times. Well,
that was the most groomed and just happy Princess Greta Goo. I mean, she was Greta Goo. That's what we called her, Princess Greta Goo.
If you think about it, most pets don't get bathed, not even once a week. If we were not bathed once a week, we would get much more stinky than these little guys. So it's not, it's. Oh, okay, I get it. I gotta bathe them from time to time. Bunnies, you don't have to bathe all that frequently. In fact, I think the recommendation is to not. There are bunny shampoos in there and all that kind of stuff. It would be very infrequent. Smell-wise, it's a mild smell that you might get, and that's more of the habitat and keeping the habitat clean, changing the litter out regularly, and then the habitat itself, on a weekly basis. Usually you're dumping it out, putting new ones in, depending on how well potty trained your rabbit is.
It's the little kid inside me, and Greta used to just drive her crazy when I would tickle the inner ear hairs, and she would just,
Jerry, that is so
I know, and I'm doing it to the rabbit right now, and he's basically like doing the same reaction, going, knock it off. And I love doing it just because I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did we miss anything? Oh, going outside in the middle of winter or in a rainstorm to get your dog to potty or anything? Not with a rabbit. You don't have that issue. That's all within the habitat and cage. Maybe
a silly question. Do you feed them once a day?
You keep their bowl about halfway full.
So they're self-feeders.
Yeah, okay. Throughout the day. Their nutrition, and you're getting into the later part of our segment here, which is actually, we're in it. Their diet is and this is more by volume, 75% hay. So Timothy hay is the staple that everybody uses, but there's oat hay and all sorts of different hays that you expose them to. And that's important. And then 25% what's in their bowl, and that's those pellets and all that kind of stuff, which is actually more of the same. The reason why you need hay, not in a pelletized form, and I learned this as a little child, but not knowing it, was they'll get overweight. That is concentrate nutrition. All right, my little bunny wants coffee really badly. I moved my coffee cup, and now my...
Do you advise coffee for rabbits?
I do not advise coffee at all. So Nutrition. So you want to have that hay always available so that they don't overdo it on the pellet, because the pellet is nutrients rich. So a little bit of chewing gives them a lot of nutrition, and all of a sudden they get overweight. So that's a little bit on the nutrition side. I was just trying to make sure, contrasting a puppy with a bunny. I think we kind of went through everything. Sound, you don't have much. Walking, no, don't do it. Cleanup is a lot easier. Smell is a lot less.
The habitat, just kind of reinforcing that, is basically just as it's a cage. I mean, it doesn't have to be extensive, or like a hamster. I'm thinking it doesn't have tunnels and places for it to roam around.
So the key things for a cage.
Does it need to have a roof on it? Should it have a roof on it?
Well, if you're outside, most people these days are keeping the rabbits indoors.
Right.
So if you are doing an outdoor and you've got that outdoor rabbit, then you do have a hutch. Yeah, then you do have a roof, but you also have to protect them from weather.
Mm-hmm.
So heat and all that kind of stuff is then needed, because they can hide out, get out of the wind, get out of the weather, and all that kind of stuff. What we in our store, we actually don't have any outside hutches or anything. What we do is, how do I take care of this little one in the house? Have it actually.
Is it digging?
Yeah. It was just, I'm holding it back a little bit,
okay,
protecting it. And so it's like saying, I
want
to get away. And so in the cage, some key components to the cage. One is getting the right size cage. This is one of those things on most pets. Don't scrimp on the size. Everybody goes, yeah, what's your cheapest cage you got there? Kind of a thing. Realize this little bunny is going to spend a lot of time in there, depending on how many children you have at home. In our house, we had 5 kids. And so our bunny and our ferret and all those other pets over the years were always out and being played with. But they'll spend a good amount of time in that cage. Get the right size cage, which is usually the larger of the cages. Now, what else is in there? A hideout. They still have that instinctual, if something's hovering over them, there's a bird, a hawk, or whatever, or a person's head just kind of peeks over, they'll get nervous. So there's a thing called a hideout. So having a hideout is important for a rabbit. Having a food bowl is important. Having what they call a hay rack for the hay that just kind of contains the hay is a standard something that you have in the cage. And then a water bottle. Water bottles are really nice, because if they, you might have a water dish in there, especially at the beginning, but they're going to get into it. They're going to get messy and all that kind of stuff. So that's why a water bottle is so nice, and having that.
And it's fun seeing them use it also.
Yeah.
I probably remember that more with the hamsters, the guinea pigs, and rabbits that we had, is just seeing their little tongue go up and push against that metal ball and be like, bloop, bloop, bloop,
and it's
bloop.
fresh water, because if you do have a water dish in there, which is great, they're going to do all sorts of things in that water dish. So throughout the day, you're going to need to change it out and everything. So having that water bottle, at least in addition, is giving them a clean source of water. Those people that do the potty training, usually just the rabbits actually go to corners, and all you do is you put the litter box in that corner, and that's how they then start. It's a natural instinct. They start coming more and more to the litter box. You just get here. Jerry's trying to show everybody. We're in fact. Oh, you're all done. He's all done. We're live on Facebook right now. If you go to Petland, Iowa City Facebook, it'll be recorded and it'll be on there, so you'll get to see the bunnies that we have. That's a 360 video, and then or you can go to YouTube, PAWSitively Petland Show, and that's you'll also see it live, or you'll see the recording, and you'll get to see the little bunnies that we have in the studios and what a lion head actually looks like. So the potty training thing. So you put the litter box in the corner that they tend to use for, peeing and pooping and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, it took me quite a long time to get through this show before I said that. I'm so sorry.
19 minutes and 32 seconds.
That's awful. I'm going for the 2-minute mark. So those people that do that, a really neat thing that bunny owners have told me is what we do is I have them in my room, whether it's the bedroom or the family room, how big of apartment and all that kind of stuff it is. What happens is they'll open up their cage. The bunny will literally hop around the room, and then hop back when they got to go potty back into that corner. Wow. So that's how well they'll get. There's been a lot of bunny owners that have trained their bunnies on, come, sit, stay, and all that kind of stuff. And it's the come part that I am amazed on. They'll say, okay, buddy, come. And all of a sudden he starts walking towards you. Stay. And stops. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I didn't know you could do that with a bunny. So it's really
that
neat.
takes a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of patience.
Yeah, probably a little more than a dog.
And consistency.
But that's training in a nutshell, is frequency, consistency.
I want to share something with you really quick before we wrap up.
The sound.
No, this is what I was thinking of earlier.
Here comes Peter Cottontail,
Going over the air.
hopping down the bunny trail.
This is the song I was thinking of. I don't know where I came up with "Here Comes Santa Claus."
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can't hear it.
Bringing every girl and boy baskets full of Easter
Oh, the
joy.
bunny's dancing.
There it is. Here comes Peter Cottontail. Those are memories that are in the bowels of my mind from my childhood. Depths.
Yeah, there we go. The precious area.
See, you brought up poop at 1932, and then
So
all of a sudden I'm
you're
thinking of. But anyway,
You're going further.
regressing. What are the store hours?
Are we done with our show? Are we getting a little close to the end?
We're getting close to the end.
Because I've got more if we need to.
We have 2 minutes. How about that?
Okay. There are a lot of other things that we need to talk about on the bunny. Come on into Petland. We'll go through it. We have what's called the 4 basic needs. It's the little cheat sheet that will go through with you and get you up to speed on what is this like, and is this the right pet for me?
But it needs to be that trained, qualified person to ask the right questions, because the kid is going to see something on TV.
I want
a bunny. I want a bunny. But it is not always the right fit for everybody. Even though it's a relatively simple creature, it demands a lot.
Yeah. It demands a commitment. But therein lies, I think, the hugest benefit, and that is you're teaching your child about life. At 5 years old, there's lessons they learn. At 9 years old, all the way in between, they learn different things. At 12 years old, now holding them accountable and saying there's no option here. You have to do this.
I can't remember if you said it, but reinforce the lifespan of a bunny.
5 to 7 years is an average lifespan of a bunny. So that's another important thing. Dogs are now, especially the smaller ones, are getting into the upper teens and into the lower 20s.
Really quick, why do you think that is?
Nutrition usually plays the largest part of it.
Fair enough.
Little bit on the habitat. Dogs used to be outside, always outside. Now they're indoors, so life is a little easier for those little guys.
Yeah, my standard poodle, Kinte, was, I think, born in 1972 or 73, and he died in 89. So that was pretty...
What's the math?
About 16, 17 years.
That is
for that
very long
for that long
breed.
ago. And we always said that he was loved, and he was just this beautiful... He had no hair practically when he died. All of it was falling out. But boy, he was with us for a long, long time. Yeah. 16, 17 years.
We have 2 elderly pets at our house. 18-year-old cat that is just more, I think the mind is kind of forgetful now. And then we have a dog that is kind of in the same, almost our dachshund, Callie, is almost like stubborn. But we think that has more to do with I can't hear, I'm having a hard time seeing, and stuff like that as well. So so they can live a long time. Rabbits are in that 5 to 7 years, and I think that's an important thing to take into consideration when you're getting a pet. Yeah,
Greta was born August 7th, 2004, and she died April 15th, 2016.
Yeah, so another long...
Take that back. April 16th, 2015. I always invert the two dates. So that was, she was approaching 12 years there.
For a large breed.
Large breed. And so anyway, stop by Petland of Iowa City over near Marketplace. Go again with the hours, will you?
We are open today, Sunday, from noon until 6. And then all other days, Monday through Saturday, we're open from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. But again, today, just swing by starting at noon. Play with the bunnies and all the other pets that we have some fun, learn about them. That's what we're all about, education. We get the books out for you. We go through what it's like, answer the questions and all that kind of stuff. And spring cleaning. We're in the middle of our spring cleaning, so pardon the mess that we see in there. There's painting, cleaning, and all stuff going on. We'll get that done here pretty quickly, and then be ready for the spring, summer season.
Elton John, my beta, is going strong.
Elton John, I love it.
He's a big showfish, and so Elton John was. It's first time that he poofed up. I went Elton John. That's it, hands down. Ron,
Betas go home every day. That's a great pet to have.
it is. Ron, thanks for stopping in. Best of luck this week.
Thank you very much.
Positively Petland Show on Iowa City's News and Sports Station 800 KXIC, 9 o'clock every Sunday morning.